Now, this story I'm going to be following with great interest. Let me tell you a little bit more about it. Hinds County, Mississippi Supervisor Kenny Stokes believes the late Jackson mayor Chokwe Lumumba was assassinated and he wants an autopsy performed to rule out foul play. Lumumba, a legendary human rights activist and attorney, was elected mayor of Jackson last June, died of alleged natural causes on February the 25th. Speculation has been rampant that he was killed because of his platform of self-determination for the black community and his refusal to tap dance around issues of white supremacy and systematic racism in the Deep South. Hinds County Coroner Sharon Grisman Stewart insists that Lumumba, who previously battled cancer, died of natural causes, but valid suspicions cannot be smoothed over with words. Lumumba's supporters want proof. This is what Stokes had to say. We're going to ask the question, who killed the mayor? We'll feel a lot better if there was an autopsy, Stokes said at the beginning of his speech. First they say it's not a heart attack and not a stroke. Then what was it? You don't just die like that and you're healthy. So many of us feel throughout the city of Jackson that the mayor was murdered, Stokes told a WAPT reporter after his speech. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to try and say in a way where the people feel, that we should have said it in another way. I feel that someone killed him. Now, I can't prove it, but I'm going to say it, Stokes said. This is how I feel in my heart, and a lot of people feel he was killed. Lumumba served 4 years on the Jackson City Council before running for mayor. He was elected on the 4th of June 2013, winning the general election with 86% of the vote. I was just delighted. I feel wonderfully well about the people and their vote. Our slogan has been, the people must decide, and the people gave us a standing unanimous mandate today for positive change in the city of Jackson, Lumumba said after the results were announced. We intend to work diligently and put all our hearts and efforts into that, and we're going to be calling upon the people to work with us. We're not going to be working by ourselves. Lumumba spent part of the 70s and the 80s as Vice President of the Republic of New Africa, an organisation which advocated for the independency predominantly black government in the southeastern United States and reparations for slavery. Provisional government of the Republic of New Africa was always a group that believed in human rights for human beings, Lumumba told the Associated Press in a recent interview. I think it has been miscast in many ways. It has never been any kind of racist group or hate white group in any way. It was a group which was fighting for human rights for black people in this country and at the same time supporting human rights across the globe. As an attorney, Lumumba represented legendary activist, poet, actor and hip-hop star Tupac Shakur in several cases, and his godmother, Assata Shakur, who Lumumba called a Black Panther heroine. Lumumba was the founder of the Malcolm X grassroots movement, and his platform called for a move towards black self-determination in the Deep South. Lumumba referred to himself as a Fane Luhamere Democrat, a nod to the fearless civil rights leader who organized the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party to challenge the white supremacist Dixiecrats that ruled the land of Jim Crow at the time. The National Conference of Black Lawyers is coordinating fundraising for the cost of an independent autopsy. Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan announced during his recent Saviour Day address that fundraising would not be necessary because he would pay for the autopsy. Chokwe, I've known for nearly 40 years. He passed away about a week ago. His funeral will be on the 8th of this month, and he died under circumstances we don't know what it was. He became the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi. And any of you know Mississippi and know Jackson, a black man being mayor and trying to do all right by the people is not a mayor those people want. He was in the hospital. He was on the phone doing mayoral business. He was laughing. He was in good spirits, and within a few hours he was dead. I understand that they're guarding his body, and I'm so happy to hear that they're getting an independent pathologist, because medical examiners, we can't trust them when our babies are dead, and they make it seem as if they were under natural circumstances. They lie to protect the government. We have our own independent pathologist and whatnot to look after us. So I understand they're trying to raise the money. I told them, don't waste time. Call me. I will give you whatever it takes to get our own forensic specialist to go in and make sure that our brother died under the right circumstances. A special election to replace Mayor Lumumba has been scheduled for April the 8th. Now, you hear of so many people dying because of natural causes, but yet when you look back into their backgrounds, you hear of their plight or their challenge or their good causes or their goodwill or their fight for the rights of others. And there are suspicions that Lumumba was killed and assassinated. And for this story, because you hear so many stories that you hear somebody's been assassinated and it's covered over and it's said that it's not an assassination, that it was by natural causes, this will be very interesting. And this story, I'm sure, will grow and grow and grow. Let me know your thoughts, what you think about this story. Do you think Lumumba was assassinated, or did he die by natural causes? There's every possibility he could have died of natural causes, but there also is every possibility that he could well have been assassinated. A black mayor in Mississippi. You know the history of Mississippi. So it takes a brave man and a man of great character and great balls to jump in the middle of an investigation. And this investigation into a man that was such a high profile figure for human rights and black human rights at that point. And so much controversy as to whether he's been assassinated or not. The Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan, regardless of what you may think of him and his views, for him to jump in and fund the investigation to ensure that Lumumba dies with natural causes rather than being assassinated, that the truth comes out, is an honourable thing indeed. There are not many that would step in and risk their own lives to do such a noble thing. So a lot of credit must go out to Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan for stepping in, for standing for what he believes is right,